everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. My name is Chris Orme, and today we're back once again with our Football Manager 2016 save with Catania. So it does occur to me that we haven't looked at the final table from last season. I kind of skipped that in the last video. So what we're actually going to do to start things off is look at the first season. An 11-point deduction. We won the league by 9 points. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. In Serie B last season, 5 points behind Pescara. We were off to a bad start. We couldn't get a result. In the last video we showed of Serie B, I believe we drew 0-0 with Pescara, and we couldn't get it enough out of the remaining games to catch them. Even though they dropped points, we were dropping a lot of points, and yeah, the best attack pretty much in the league. They weren't far behind, but their defense was better than ours, and that's kind of what lifted them to the title. So that's something I should have covered in the last video. We didn't. That's kind of how the table looked. So for those that were wondering, first in Serie CC, second in Serie B. I will take third in Serie A. I really will. So today we're up against Cesena. Cesena down in 19th, not doing too well. We're up in 9th. We're performing a lot better than I expected to. And yeah, we're 12 games in, 6 wins, beating Inter Milan away from home, Pescara and Bologna at home, Udinese away, Verona at home, and Napoli away from home in a big match. 0-0 with AC Milan. And of course, that big loss at home to Juventus to start the season. We lost away to Sampdoria, Frosinone, and as well away to Roma and Torino, which is kind of a Torino is the one we shouldn't have lost to. Frosinone as well. I'm not sure if that's Frosinone or Frosinone. Or any of my pronunciations. Take it with a pinch of salt, guys. Do take it with a pinch of salt. For some reason, I've got no form, which is kind of interesting. A couple of other teams haven't got form either. I'm not sure why that is. That's kind of interesting. That is kind of interesting. But it does see us 19 points after 12 games. We're up into 9th. We're 2 points ahead and a game in hand over Inter Milan. I'll take that, boys. I will take that. We're 2 points behind AC Milan and Fiorentina for the European spots. I'll take that. Napoli, Inter, Sampdoria, all quite low. Palermo are rivals. Maybe in for a bit of a struggle this season. Udinese, they've got a couple of good players at Udinese that maybe we could grab. I mean, Simone Scaffè is definitely one that I would take. I don't know if there's anybody else, actually, though, that I would really want. I mean, Honda's a little old now. Graziano Pelle, no. So maybe it would just be Simone in goals. He would be a phenomenal goalkeeper, one of the best in the game. So we got a few options in terms of what we can do, perhaps, if a couple of these teams do get sucked down into the relegation zone. I fully expect Sampdoria, Palermo and Udinese to start pulling clear, and Napoli and Inter Milan to start moving up into the top 8. So maybe we're not going to get a lot because of relegations. I don't know who's out of contract. But it's been a fun season. We're going to run through the games bit by bit. Let's start with the end of last season, just so you can see how we finished off the season. So the last game we showed was Pescara, that 0-0. So we beat Cesena and Carpi, and then drew with Spezia Lanciano. That kind of hurt us in the title race. We put 4 wins back to back, and then drew Livorno, Crotone, lost our last game at Pro Vercelli. We just were not going to get any joy whatsoever. So you can see, big win against Cittadella there. That was the last good result we had in that last season. So kind of blew hot and cold throughout things. We lost again to Cittadella here, look, in the cup to start things off. But in the last video, we watched the 5-1 demolition by Juventus. Since then, we've beaten Inter Milan through Luis Enrique's goal, which is kind of a weird goal. The defender was in his own 6-yard box, kicked it against Enrique. Their keeper spilled it on the line, and Enrique tapped it in. We were totally outplayed for that game. That was a very, very fortunate win. Enrique then hit a hat-trick, and Kakuta got one as well, even though Ryan Tunnicliffe got himself sent off, and Risotto got himself injured in that game. We lose to Sampdoria, but Enrique scores. Enrique scores a double in the win over Bologna, and the only goal against Udinese. 2-0 losses to Frosinone and Roma, but then a double for Enrique, a goal against Torino in a loss. We drew 0-0 with AC Milan, and then Mings, 2 from Uchan, Enrique and Gael Kakuta there with a lasting impression in front of our fans away from home. That is a big, big win, and kind of overwrites for me the big loss to Juventus. The 4-1 against Pescara with Luis Enrique hat-trick is pretty good. Also worth noting, he has just scored his first goal for Brazil, and he's wanted by a few clubs. He is wanted by Roma, Lazio and Sporting. They can all grab him for a little over 22 million because of the Champions League clause that we've got in his contract. I couldn't sign Enrique without it being in there. So we'll see the clubs in the Champions League pay 22. We've seen it's a little bit more than that, actually. If he scores 20 goals, he gets a lot of money, and if it's not a team in the Champions League, you're looking at 35.5 million to pick Enrique up. So we're very glad to have him at the club. I think he's a fantastic little player. He's young. He's got a ton of development left. And so far, 12 in 12 Serie A games, 1 in 1 from the Cup, 1 in 4 from the International, all from the bench though. They are not starts. So I feel very, very happy with how Luis Enrique is playing so far. And if someone wants to put a big bid in, we're coming up now to December. This is the time where clubs start throwing up bids in preparation for the January window. So if that is going to be a case and we're going to lose him, I'm okay. I'm not okay with that, but I'll be okay. I think the squad will be able to handle it. We do have Ray Minaj as a great option there. We do have Pato, who can play in midfield as well as up front, and we got Rossetti, who has a bit of potential and isn't a bad player. Let's take a look at Rossetti there. So not the world's best striker, but he can do a job. So yeah, I feel quite happy with that. One thing that is happening though, it's £1 million bid has been accepted for Ryan Tunnicliffe. He really didn't like me. He really didn't like me. He got sent off. I fined him 2 weeks' wages for it. He didn't like that. I told him it was club standard policy. He didn't like that. He wanted a new contract. I told him he's just signed a 5-year deal. He didn't like that. His agent demanded a transfer. I told him that he'd have to wait because no clubs are interested. He didn't like that. In fact, there's very little Ryan Tunnicliffe actually liked about playing for me. And that was probably the money, because, he wasn't earning that much money at his previous club. So a good player. I really hoped he would fit in here, but he had one good game and he had one red card, and he's decided that he's not going to be playing for me anymore. So I decided, sod it. £1 million profit. He plays 2 games for me, and I can make £1 million off Ryan Tunnicliffe. I'm happy enough to do that. I am happy enough to do that. We got enough in the club to deal with that. And I'm spending half of that on young South African attacking midfielder Nathi Bishop. So he looks quite decent. Oh my god, I did have a scout report. I think I've removed scout reports again. Let me have a look on my shortlist and just see. Have I got scout reports? Yes. So I must have removed them, and his bid went through before getting a new one. So we'll get a new scout report and then we'll show you that in the next video, or if it shows up in this video. But I've got a bunch of people here, got goalkeeping options, including Scafé or maybe Alex Murray. Yeah, Romagna I don't think we'd be able to get. And apart from that, everybody else is pretty much up for grabs, apart from Bonazzoli and Ponce. I don't know if we can get those kind of guys. But if you look at who the promising people are, we've got Sadiq as a striker. So he's one I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Balic as an attacking midfielder. We're going to keep an eye on him. Lewis Cook as a more defensive-minded midfielder. Even though he's an advanced playmaker, he'll fill in quite nicely in that sort of ball winning / ball retention area for me, I think, Lewis Cook. And Simone Scafé there in goal. So not really too much in the ways of defenders. In fact, only Romagna, who I don't think we'd get, and Bila, who we don't need unless we lose a Prele at right back. So I know I can get Bila for about 3 million, I think it was. Maybe that's gone up now, but I can get him for about 3 million. Or I could. So maybe if a Prele goes for more than that, we come and take a look. So we do have options. They're all young players, 20 or below. They're all good potential. And I'm really hoping that those sort of deals work out. Did I just see that right? I did. Ooh, boys. Ooh, boys. Ooh, boys. Ooh, boys. Can I have him in for a week's trial, please? Just to see if he's interested. Like, wages are going to be a no-go, aren't they? Wages are just going to be a no-go, but imagine that. Well. Wilfred Boney. That would be nice. That would be nice. That would be really, 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 really nice. So yeah, if we did lose Luis Enrique for that 22 million, if I could afford the wages, somehow, Wilfred Boney would be a superb replacement there. An absolutely superb replacement. So I'm kind of interested now to see what happens, but the first team's playing quite well. You know, average rating there, Kakuta. Sangali, when he's come into the side, has performed quite decently as well. Uchan, Mings, Aprile, so you can see their attacking midfielders and the fullbacks. And then, of course, Luis Enrique, who has got all the goals this season, pretty much. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the side's developing. I do think we need to make quite a few more moves in terms of overhauling the defence. I like Mings, I like Aprile, but apart from that, the three centre-backs are average at best. I think we need more there. Lily is a good goalie, but he's not an elite goalie, so maybe we can upgrade there. The central midfield, apart from Paulie, is weak. Attacking midfield looks pretty good. Strikers look pretty good, so you know, centre midfield, central defence, those are definitely the key points to look at going forward. But yeah, things are going really well. I'm really happy with how the club is developing. If we look at what we've got, 11.5 million. Yeah, we're going to sell before we buy, so let's put the wage budget back in there. We did spend a lot on Tyrone Mings. I don't feel that I've talked about that. That's a £9 million deal to bring Tyrone to Italy, because I had an 8 million accepted, and apparently we couldn't free up funds, even though we had the funds in the transfer budget. So I went again, and they wouldn't sell him for 8 million. So I had an £8.5 million bid accepted, and I made sure there was at least 12 million in the transfer fund. And it fell through because of wages again. And so I had to go with I think 8 hours left in the transfer window. I had to put in a £9 million bid to secure Tyrone Mings. And I had to offer him a £25,000 a week contract instead of the 20 he was willing to take before, because I couldn't afford this deal not to go through. So Tyrone Mings is a player that I do value a lot in real life. I think he's a very, very tidy left back. He's 6'5", which could be useful in a number of situations and set pieces. But he's got good pace acceleration. He's got decent stats all the way along. You can see he's improving across the board, including his free kick taking, which is definitely not needed. That is definitely not needed. But yeah, I'm very happy with having Mings in the side, and you can see leading Serie A left back in the future. Professional, pace. He's decent at the moment. You know, enjoys the big matches. He is consistent, and yeah, the only downside is he's left-footed and can't play much with his right. I'm okay with that. I am really okay with that. So that allows us to put Delia down as a left-back backup, not our starting left-back. So a lot of money there, but I think that is fairly well done. Improved training facilities, they are going ahead. The youth facilities are going ahead again. This is like 2 or 3 times we've been doing this, and we didn't have bad to start with. And they're costing a lot of money as well. This is like 6 million for the youth. I think it was 6 for the training and 4 for that youth. So I'm kind of expecting world-class facilities after we complete these. I haven't done this in a while, but the build new stadium, I forgot that I'd asked them to do that. That is scary. That is a little scary. I don't want to cut back anything there. So affiliate club, increased profile. I think we need the money. Oh, I'll leave that up to you. I picked the club last time and it fell through for whatever reason. I'll leave them pick a club. Hopefully that's going to be a money generating club though. So USA, China, Japan, you know, the UAE, somewhere over there. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, if it earns us a few million every season, I am going to be happy with that. So let's, enough dilly-dallying, let's get on with the game. Kondogbia's having contract talks. Is he actually with Inter? He is. Okay. Is he in the last year of his contract? Is that something to worry about? No, it's not. Okay. So I was kind of thinking maybe someone like Kondogbia could be up for the next, at the end of the season. Could be available. Let's see what the assistant thinks we should be playing then. So, Lily Aprile, Guillaume Rolin, Mings. That's pretty standard. Uchan and Paulie in midfield. That's standard as well. Pato, Paredes, and Gail Kakuta. Okay. Okay. Why don't we just play the Trek down the middle and put Paredes out wide? I know what I should do. Clear subs only. So Stevanovic. Let me get my players in. So Menage and Rossetti. We'll have... Oh, Risotto's not playing. Of course he's not. Do I like that? I don't know. He hasn't played well this season. Serie A is a bit of a step up for him, so maybe it's okay to drop him for this. Mastali, Trotta, Salifu, Milanovic, Ferrari, Delia, and Improter at the end, just because we know we're not going to use him. So everyone else is a viable option, depending on injuries and whatnot. So, yeah, we're going to stay attacking. We're going to stay with our early crosses and playing out the defence. I feel that this has served us well this season. I don't believe that we need to change up too much more. Nobody's unfit. Yeah, everybody can play. Pato's only okay on morale. I don't like that. And Milanovic may be better than Rolin at this point, although he's not fit. Let's not risk it. So, Cesena can't win in their travels. We can move up to 6th if we grab a win, which would be quite nice. That would be quite nice. So Kakuta can pull the strings. Simon Paduin. Oh. No, there's a nice player. He's getting old now. He is getting old, but he used to be a very nice player on FM. A little bit of a favourite of mine. So they're playing a defensive 4-4-2 with Lucas Piazon on the left side of midfield. Interesting. Yeah, they'll be good going forward. I'm not sure about their defensive side. However, I think we've got a better balanced squad, and even though our centre-backs are probably slightly weaker than we'd like them, they're still a little better than theirs. And on a par with their strike force, I'd say. Whereas our front four decimates this 6-man defence they're almost playing. So, let's put in that. Let's close down the goalkeeper. Team talk. Let's see, what do we got? Pick up where you left off. Oh, look at that. New assistant manager, and he's doing the business. He is doing the business. Can't show it. He's a German lad who's very good at scouting and motivating and tactics as well. So he can handle training. He's pretty good at suggesting the opposition instructions and team talks. And he also gives me a good overview of what the current squad is. Plus, he'll allow me to use him as a scout for a final sort of say on any players coming in. So yeah, Alexis Rolin, let's just go for you. You've got what it takes. Okay, that's a nice one. Assertively talk to the defenders. I like that one. Pato, I feel... Oh, that calming talk didn't really work. And nothing but passion up front. There we go. Luis Enrique. So 10 motivated. Pato's deep in thought as a trequartista. And we do have Risotto on the bench in case we need to get him. Lucas Ngali is there as well. So I feel we've got options. We have these options all over the place. We've got options on who to sign, who to play, who to start, who to bring off the bench. So let's see what we can do, boys. Let's see what we can do. So, oh, cleared off the line. Good little corner there. Couldn't quite get the goal in the opening 5 minutes, but that is a good start. Chievo have gone 1-0 up over Torino. That moves us up into 8th. Pescara 1-0 up over Frosinone. That does not affect us. So, I'll just keep pausing and unpausing the recording when something happens in game. But we are going for this, guys. We are going to try and win this. So, look to me throwing people forward towards the later aspects of the game if nothing has changed. Okay, we've got a chance here. So, Mings cuts out, gives it to Kakuta, back to Pato, who works it to Paredes. Kakuta out to the right-hand side with a prelay. This is as far as I saw it. I'm really hoping that Enrique makes a run towards the far post. Prelay can beat his man, put the ball in. That's what I'm looking for. No, that's not how I envisioned that going. Tyrone Mings, back to Paulie. There is a Prelay. And there is Luis Enrique. Yes, boys. 1-0 in the game. And Luis Enrique continues his goal per game performances for us. Absolutely unbelievable. He will not last out the season with us if he continues this goal scoring form. It's going to take all my work to keep him at this club. So yeah, I'm hoping we get towards the end of the season. I can renegotiate a contract, put him on more wages, And yeah, that'll hopefully then put us in a much better position going forward with Enrique at the helm of that attack. So we'll see what happens there, but Aprile having a good game, Enrique having a good game, Lily, Uchan both looking motivated, Enrique's calm. Love that. Nobody's particularly tired, nobody's booked, and we're slowly gaining a foothold of control in this game. So 23 minutes in, things are going well. Let's see if it can continue. We'll be back when there's something interesting in this game. But so far, 1-0, and everything's looking awesome. Well, that's a goal kick for them. Juric there, but nicely cleaned up. I thought I saw ourselves going backwards there a little bit. Pato, 1-2. Enrique, Kakuta there. Mings. Oh, great by Mings. Paulie. Oh, the Brazilians. Pato to Enrique. It's a goal for Enrique just before halftime. Maybe hints of offside. I don't know. They're complaining. But we're not. There's 2 goals for Enrique. That takes him now, I believe, what's that? 14 in 13 league appearances. He is on fire. Pato playing really well today. Enrique playing really well. And, yeah. I'm really happy. We're in control of this game. We got possession, we got shots. You know, we're limiting them. They're resorting to fouls. I'm listening to my assistant because he knows what's going on in the game, and he's very good tactically, which means I can listen to him and just make sure that we're playing my system, my style of football, but situationally he is the man to go to. So Napoli there, 1-0 up. That's not too bad. So 8.1 at halftime for Fernando Aprile. That is absolutely outstanding. We've got an 8.7 for 2-goal Luis Enrique, outdone by an 8.9 Alexander Pato. The Duck is ruining them in the Trequartista role. That's why I moved him inside. I felt he'd be much better inside. So Paredes not doing too much out on that right flank. Aprile doing most of that work. But yeah, Pato and Kakuta doing decent work as well going forward. Mings, Uchan. I saw Paulie drop into the defence there on that last highlight to start us off in the counter-attack. I think Rolin stepped out to defence. Paulie immediately went into defence to cover. That's working out quite nicely. So, calmly tell everybody, keep it up. Keep it up. Passionate, very happy. Oh, he didn't respond to that. Let's go. Lily looked happy. Lovely stuff. So I'll take that. Extremely delighted, happy, and the 2-goal striker not paying any attention. That's fine. Mings, Pato, Paredes. Look at that. Slick moving football. We are keeping possession. So we are moving the ball forward a lot, but possession is key in these games. So hopefully things can continue apace and we will be getting ourselves another good win to move ourselves maybe up into the top 6. Uchan has got a groin strain. That's... centre midfield is not the position I want to be replacing someone. I got an option of Trotter or Mastali. I gotta go for Mastali. He's not as developed. What else have I got? What other option I got? I got Paredes back in midfield. And then Sangali to come on. You know what? I like that. That's just balls. That's all that is, boys. That's just having a pair. Kakuta can attack down that side. Sangali can support from the right-hand side. Yeah. Yeah, that gives Paredes another chance to do something from a little deeper. Maybe he is a central midfielder. Maybe that's where he will fill out his role for us. I don't know. But Sangali normally plays well when he comes on, so we're going to give him a shot there. We've still got Risotto in attacking midfield if things don't go well, or Mastali or Trotter to replace a centre midfielder. Minaj is still there in case Enrique gets hurt, or I want to rest him and he gets a hat-trick, something like that. We've still got our options. Salifu could be an option. The red card machine could be an option. Not one I'd really like to take, however. So I have faith. Feels he gets on well with me. So he's going to get a little bit of a momentum boost there going into this game. We are 52 minutes in, making our first change. And yeah, Sangali for Sali. Nothing to note at this point from him, but let's go and do ourselves a little team talk, touchline talk. He's just moved offside. So I think we're going to concentrate. No, that doesn't seem... They don't need to concentrate. They're doing quite well at that. So I think encourage is better. We're going to tell Rolin to concentrate. And we're going to give Paredes a bit of creativity in that midfield. So let's see if that works then. Let's see if that works. Got a little over half hour to play in this game. So, we've got double tactical substitution for them. Interesting. But we'll come back if anything develops. But so far so good. Rolin not playing quite well. The rest of the team stepping up. And we're having some really, really good players sort of perform for us today. Okay, so we're making a couple of substitutions here. I see that Guillaume's starting to tire a little in defence. So we're going to replace him with Milanovic. I believe that'll work out quite nicely for us. Both fullbacks having great games. Rolin not playing that well. The second one is a bit more difficult to pick. I mean, Sangali's come on, not playing well. Rolin could be replaced, but we'll leave him on. I mean, Paredes, we've moved him back into midfield. He hasn't done anything there. I'm thinking maybe we give another game to Mastali. He is a young player. He does have a lot of potential. A lot of potential. So, a few more minutes there. 20 minutes for Mastali. That might work out. He fits in as a deep line playmaker anyway. And, yeah. Pato and Kakuta deserve goals, I'm being told. Both my fullbacks performing really well. So, we're a bit congested in attacking midfield today. We should be a little wider, and for whatever reason, we're not. Let's see if we can't get these two a little more involved. And what else do I need to do here? I'm on overload at the moment. I think we need to go fairly wide. Exploit the flanks and look for the overlap. I think that will do. I'm drawn for positions. Why not? Let's give everybody a little bit more license to go where they want to go. So confirm changes. Milanovic. I have faith in you, Milan, and I want to see a good game. Oh, I picked faith. I wanted to see a good game from the start. I wanted to really challenge him. So we're having some good feedback from our setup. 2-0 though. I feel that we should be on more, which is why I've gone overload. I think we do need to really sort of step up and prove that we can put sides away, and we're kind of coasting at 2-0. I'm not sure we're going to get any more done than that, but a Prele on a 9, Pato Kakuta 9, Enrique on an 8.9 with his pair of goals, Mings on an 8.3. I mean, we've definitely got some chances here. Paulie gets a yellow card. I don't like that, Paulie. I don't like that. Our captain, Rolin, is looking complacent. Paulie is looking calm, but he has been booked, so I'm glad he's not wound up. He has had a good game today, so let's hope that he continues to see it out. There we go. Renzetti gets a yellow card. Come on, boys. Let's step up and grab ourselves another goal before the end. Well, I feel this is going to be the end of the game. But we've been in control. We've played quite well. They haven't come at us at all. And we've been fairly wasteful. But it's on the back of those 2 goals by Enrique, which really has won this game. So there's Mastali, a prelay. Oh, Sangali's going to get there. But he's wasteful with it. Mings does a good job there trying to shepherd play away. And Rolin steps up, pass it back to Lily. That's decent. And that's going to end the match. So a good 2-0 win. Not as comprehensive as I'd wish, if I'm honest with you there, boys. I think that's a little bit underwhelming. That is a little bit underwhelming. Uchan got injured, but I think he played a little within himself. Paredes and Rolin definitely played within themselves today. A prelate man of the match with a 9, that's outstanding. He's got very real competition there from Pato and Kakuta. Enrique, for me, would be man of the match. He absolutely blitzed that game. But he only gets an 8.9. I mean, he probably didn't take his chances after the 2 goals. Gave up a chance at a hat-trick. But I'm very happy with that win. Calm. I'm not pleased. Confused and demotivated. But yeah, what I'm thinking of with Rolin there is I don't want him to stay in that sort of complacent attitude. So I'm kind of hoping I accept him there. Beating expectations, achievement unlocked, outstanding. Where's that put us up in the league? That is 6th place after 13 games. So we're 6 games away from the halfway stage. We're about a third of the way through the season. And so far, so good. Catania sit in 6th after 3 wins in the last 5. 22 points, 1 behind Roma, only 6 points off Juventus at the top of the table. Surprisingly, Atlanta are the 2nd place team. AC Milan are a point behind us. Inter are 5 points behind us. Napoli as well. And yeah, this is going better than expected. So if you look, that poor start, but, you know, we lost to Juventus, we beat Inter, we beat Pescara, we lost to Sampdoria, we beat Bologna, we beat Udinese to move up to 3rd in the league. That's the high watermark right now. We lost to Frosinone and Roma 2-0. We beat Verona, we lost to Torino, then 0-0 against Milan brought us up to the halfway mark. We beat Napoli in an 8-goal thriller, and now we've put 2 passes in to move us back up into 6th place. Player detailed, top goal scorer by 3 is Enrique, Dybala is 2nd, Carlos Bacca is 3rd, Sansone 4th, and it's a 4-way tie then. Lampadula, Candreva, El Ghazi and Berardi all on 5, and 2 of those Berardi got were against us. So, you know, that is something to consider there. But Luis Enrique grabbing the awards so far. 14 goals in 13 appearances. He does have shots on target as well. Key passes, Gelga Kuta with 88, 10 more than anyone else. Enrique and a prelay there on that list. Enrique does like to to stray offside as well, it seems. But I'm going to forgive him that. I am going to forgive him that. We don't seem to be winning too much more. But, Guillaume there with interceptions. Not bad from a prelay. Rolin is actually quite impressive there as well. Mings runs a lot. A prelay runs total. So, we're in a good spot. We're playing quite well. I'm enjoying this save and enjoying seeing where it can go. But let's see. Before we end the video then, Sally Uchan is out for 3 weeks. I think we've got enough to cover him for that period. We have lost a few people. We can take a look now at Thomas Buchler. Not quite as good judging ability and potential as our outgoing assistant, whose name I can't remember. Mario Apuzzo, wasn't it? I was just about to go look. Tactical knowledge, he's fairly similar. Still got good work with the youngsters, but he's actually a decent defensive trainer. So that's kind of why I went for him. He's also got a 4-2-3-1 preferred formation. He's young. He's studying for his Continental B license. I'm hoping he's going to get better. He did cost a lot because he didn't want to join us. But I'm really hopeful that this is the start of something special between me and Thomas Buchler, because together we can lead Catania into a bright new period of success. I hope you're there to see it. Come back soon for more Football Manager 2016 from me, Chris Orme, and this great save. Until then, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.